Hey, all you Wookiee Warriors, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of Wookiee'S Bloodborne Boss Guides, and this one we'll be going over Ludwig. So, good reason why I'm not starting exactly at the boss gate is I wanted to let you guys know if you guys are struggling with this boss, you can summon an NPC, Harriet. I'm not gonna summon because that kind of defeats the purpose of the guide. But just letting you guys know there is one right there if you need one. Now I highly recommend you grab this lantern right here because this will give you a nice checkpoint, easy way to get to the boss. Actually, I was soaking red in blood just trying to get up to this point, so that's why I kind of like, okay, it's time to go to the dry cleaners, even got a little messy. So don't worry about the big Cthulhu guys. As long as you stay far away from them, they won't aggro. I'd recommend walking, not running. Once you get in here, there's going to be a crow witch right here. I'd recommend taking her out. Now, if for whatever reason you are short on vials and you want to farm a whole bunch of them, just go ahead and kill this guy that's pounding on the gate. Like, hey, let me out! Let me out! He'll give you, I think, 6. But as I see, I'm pretty good on vials, so we're good. So, the boss fight is right up there. And, yeah, this kind of gets creepy because of all the bodies that will do that. Now, as for like what I'm gonna bring in with me, I'm not really bringing anything with me, really. Don't think he's actually really all that weak to anything. This is gonna be one of those fights where it's very, I wouldn't say exact. It's actually nothing like I'm using her as a reference because she is a boss where you really want to pay attention to your dodges and only do 1 or 2 hits and then back away. This is one of those fights where you're really gonna do that. Now here's the thing, I might be a little bit rusty when it comes to Ludwig because I haven't fought Ludwig in a while, so this will be an interesting boss guide. So basically he goes into two forms. The first form, he is more like a beast, more like fighting a cleric beast. In which case, it can be a little bit hard because this is one of those boss fights. Like if you guys are watching my Dark Souls 2 streams, you see that the smoldering demon is a very small area. But Ludwig, this is a much wider, but still with how big he is, it's much bigger. He's much bigger and makes this area much smaller. Now, the best thing I could say is always just constantly dodge and get behind him. It's really the best strategy for a lot of bosses here. But this one, I would say, don't get greedy. If you're not comfortable getting that second hit in, back away and then go in for another hit after you dodge his attack. Because once you get like half health, he will go into his second state, which is where he grabs his Moonlight Greatsword, which adds a whole different area of crap you have to deal with. In which he has attacks where he'll essentially create like a destructo disc of magic at you. He does do basically swipe attacks. He does do like one where he slams down. One where he'll lunge and kind of shoots out like a magic beam at you. But I find a lot of those are pre-telegraphed and easy to dodge. It's his first state, I think, is where a lot of people have the problem, is because he is more like a animal, like, "Rah!" flaring his arms at you, and it's where a lot of people die. So what I am basically using is the Ludwig Holy Blade again, and my saw cleaver. I'm going to start out with the saw cleaver, and then I'll go with the Ludwig Holy Blade if I need the extra DPS. But like I said, he's not exactly easy, but he is manageable, I would say. It's just a matter of repetition, is learning his attack patterns. And going in there with something you are comfortable using. As I said, every video I've done on this Bloodborne boss guide is I constantly tell you guys, don't go in with something that someone says, oh yeah, that does like a gajillion damage. Well, if you don't know how to use it effectively, you don't know its moveset, its weight restrictions. Like, let me show you guys. So if I go into my second state with the Ludwig Holy Blade, I have a little bit of time. I have a little bit of a lag to recover. I'm a little slow to recover. So unless you know the restrictions of that weapon, and you can't dodge when you're recovering. So there is that small window that you can get damaged. But I've gotten used to the Ludwig Holy Blade, so I'm used to knowing when to use it, and when to strike, when to hold back. But I mainly like using the saw cleaver because there's really no recovery. You can do one strike and back away. So let's get right into it. As in every boss fight, I am going to try to just show you guys and describe the boss fight in the boss room, but depends on how intense I have to concentrate on the boss fight, but I will do my best. As I said, I might be a bit rusty when it comes to this boss fight. I haven't done the DLC in a while. So let's get to it.
Please. Help us.
You're beyond help, sir.
Alongside this, the great terror looms.
Yeah, this guy is actually pretty disturbing. It's just letting you guys know. So like I said, just dodge. It's pretty much like fighting an overgrown cleric beast. And if you get his back, like I said, don't get hit by that. I highly recommend staying to his backside. Watch out for that. I just died. So as you can see, you know, and I'm not going to edit it, and that's the thing about my walkthroughs, guys. I'm not going to edit out my mistakes. Because in my opinion, you guys see me die to a boss. You guys learn from that mistake. So my biggest mistake right there is I was in the corner. I broke the cardinal rule #1 of Dark Souls and Bloodborne. You don't let yourself get pinned. So I got pinned. But, and I'm also breaking another rule by running. I guess he doesn't really aggro. So, like I said, best thing you can do is it's basically fighting like an overpowered cleric beast. Don't let him really hit you. There's some attacks that you can manage that it won't hurt you nearly as Oh, for Pete's sake. I forgot about the crow girl. The fact that she followed me this far is interesting. And I'm gonna go top off my blood vials. Hang on. So, but like I said, that's the reason why I don't edit out my failures on Bloodborne, is because it's just another way for you guys to see why you don't want to do certain things. But as you can see, I am actually doing pretty darn good with just the saw cleaver. You just want to make sure you stay behind him as best you can, because I don't think he's really weak to his head's really the weak spot. I think it's his legs. I think basically you want to dodge his charge attacks and definitely stay away from the walls. You see, that's why I'm saying that this boss fight does take up space, because of how big he is and how much charge damage he's gonna do to you. It really does get interesting. So here we go. Alright, Ludwig. Watch out for watch out for his jumps. Alright, back away. Pop a heal. Like I said, don't get yourself pinned. Dang, he's just not letting me hit him. Yeah, don't always stick to his backside. Ah, damn it. He did the damn charge again. Alright. So yeah, guys. And that's why I said, even though you're maxed out, you can still die. And my character is maxed out. And I think that another big problem was I was trying to remember to get my souls, but I really don't need my souls. I forgot about it. I hate that death animation. Alright, we're getting a little too close to the walls. Now the thing to that, Definitely avoid those charge attacks, guys. Alright, now we're at second stage. So when you see that blood splatter, it means you've broken him. Like broken that spot. And you can do extra damage. I guess you can say it's kind of like bleed. Now this is where the boss fight gets real interesting. But I find that this part is actually more manageable. More manageable to the boss. But then again, he will hit a lot harder. And just so you guys know, I think I'm on like New Game Plus 4, so just keep that in mind. Back away. As I said, most of his attacks are pretty manageable. I'm just not doing a very good job dodging all of them. Alright, back away. Don't remember that attack happening. I don't remember that attack, so this is interesting. So I guess to dodge that attack, he might not want to stand in that. I thought he was doing an explosion. But like I said, I never say failure. I always say learning. So I don't remember that attack. I don't think because every single time I don't think he's ever done that. Every time I played this, I don't think he's ever done that attack. So that's definitely something new for me. But I think like when I say break, I think it's technically a bleed. But I'm just gonna say break. So if you see that massive amount of blood, it means. Look, I'm not a carrot. That was a bad move on my part. So I wanted to show you guys, if you guys can position yourself when he's doing that plasma attack, you can actually get some pretty good hits in, but I definitely didn't time it very well. I don't even know how long I've been recording. So this will probably end up being a longer boss video. I apologize for that, guys, but I haven't played them in a while. But hopefully you guys end up learning from my mistakes, and hopefully, like I said on every video, hopefully these videos do help you guys out. I did not dodge that very well. Gotta get out of here, gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here. Alright, there we go. Back to second state. Like I said, I find the first state is a lot harder than second state because oh, those are visceral attacks. That's what I'm doing. Whoo! There you go. Finally, I think it was like 4 or 5 attempts. Probably not my most graceful of boss fights, but we got it done. So, as I said, the one thing you're gonna have to worry about on the first state, as you guys saw, is he's more animalistic. He's like a souped-up version of a cleric beast. The one thing you're gonna have to worry about a lot is his charge. You don't ever want to be around him when he does that, because that will pretty much one-shot you. Like, if you guys look at my character, I really try not to show my character too much, but you guys see that my level is 544 maxed out, and I was getting my butt handed to me. Again, this I think this is like New Game Plus 3 or 4, I can't remember. The swirling, like when he rotates his body and does a swirl, you want to try to not get hit by that, but if you dodge through it or you get hit a little bit, it's alright, because it didn't do a whole lot of damage to me, so I imagine it probably won't do a whole lot of damage to you. And just kind of hit him, like one hit. The only time you really want to kind of go crazy on the fight is when you I didn't think it was a visceral attack when I did. I thought it was just breaking and getting damage, extra damage in. So that, if you hear that, that bing, that is a visceral. You want to grab those when you can. But definitely worry about getting those hits in. And when you see him get damaged, definitely go in there for those extra hits. Definitely watch out for his white plasma breath. As you saw, I died to it because I was trying to get to the other side of him or get to a certain portion of him, because when he does that, it's a very long animation and you can get good hits in. But I kind of messed that up. Now, on his second state, I find it more manageable because you can see where the blade is. You know what he's going to do. So it's easier to dodge and get your hits in. The only time you really want to move is when he's going to grab his sword and plunge it into the ground. That will create kind of like a big explosion. And then when he holds it up to him, he's going to create kind of like a V outward. You want to be on the outside of that as much as possible. As you saw when I was on the staircases, like I barely was able to get out of that. Now, if you're able to back up all the way, it may not hit you, but I recommend trying to get on the other side, because I think that's what this attack is meant for, is to be on the other side of the attack. Now, if little quick pro is, I'll show you guys real quick since I'm right here. I'll show you guys how to do it. What you want to do is grab, if you have any church garb, I recommend putting it on. So in this case, I'm going to go with the black church garb because I kind of like how it looks. And you go talk to him.
Tell me, good hunter of the church, have you seen the light? Are my church hunters the honorable Spartans?
Which we all know in the reality they're not, but what you want to do is don't click no, click yes.
Ah, good. That is a relief. To know I did not suffer such denigration for nothing. Thank you kindly. Now I may sleep in peace. Even in this darkest of nights, I see the moonlight.
Now, basically what you'll do is after you do this, is you'll see that he has a little item right here. You get the Moonlight Greatsword. Just by doing that. And basically now he's just going to be a disembodied head that's constantly sleeping. But it's all good. And you get some blood vials. And that's about it. That's it for Ludwig. I'm sorry this took me a lot longer than I expected. I don't even know how long this video is because I don't actually have a timer. As I said, I am pretty darn rusty when it comes to the DLC. Like, you guys saw me knocking out the videos for Bloodborne pretty regularly, but I knew that the DLC was probably going to be a little bit of a challenge for me because I personally have not done the DLCs in a while. Like, the last time I played Bloodborne, I think I skipped the DLCs entirely. But I do remember the boss fight. I just don't remember like when he did that one move where he takes this, makes that polar V. I did not remember that attack. So I know that From Software basically released a big update on this a while back, which changed a lot of the movesets for some of the bosses. So that might be one of the movesets that they changed or added to the game, which I just don't remember. So that is Ludwig's Holy Blade, Ludwig the Holy Blade boss fight. Again, I'm sorry that this video may be a little too may have been longer than I thought. I apologize for me being rusty. I'm just gonna change my armor while I'm talking. Next boss fight will be. I did not remember this boss fight, but they're called the Celestials. Pretty much a whole big mountain full of them. And they'll create, you'll see in the boss fight, I don't want to spoil it, but you'll see in the boss fight that it's relatively like fighting the Celestials, but they do a little bit more damage and they have a little bit more of attacks to them. But it's relatively an easier boss fight compared to all the other boss fights. I thought this one only had 3, but I forgot about the Celestials. So there's 4 bosses. So there's Ludwig, the Celestials, Maria, and Lauren. We will be going over Lauren as well, because that one actually is kind of it's annoying, as I would say. It's more annoying because you have to worry about lava throughout in a certain part of the boss fight. And then we have Maria, who, if you beat Gehrman, she's pretty much like Gehrman, except she adds blood and fire effects to her attacks, but it's more like for show, for intimidation, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not saying that they aren't going to hit you, but it's to psych you out, in my opinion. And then the last boss is Koss, which I think I've beaten him once or twice, and he is a pain in the butt. Because he has a lot of variety of attacks. He hits pretty hard, especially when he goes in. I think he's got especially when he goes into his second phase, or as I call it, second state. But that's all coming to you guys shortly. Probably next week, Sunday, and Monday. Those will come out to you. Because once we get the DLC done, we'll do the final boss, Gehrman, and the Moon Presence. And that's it, guys. I want to thank you guys, every single one of you guys who... I want to thank every single one of you guys. You guys are amazing. I hope these videos are helpful to you guys. For those of you guys who are struggling on some of this, I hope you find these videos helpful and informative. Hope you guys are all having a Wookiee-tastic day, and I'll see you all on our next adventure. Till next time, see ya!